A woman named Rose walks around a busy downtown area. There are hundreds of people commuting to their home and work. She is on her way home. She sees her parked luxury car on the side of the street and gets in quickly. She drives off and starts to head home. But on the way home, she sees an ice cream vendor that catches her attention. She pulls up right next to him, parking her car on the sidewalk. She stays inside the car and shouts, "Hey, how much for an ice cream?" The vendor replies and tells her that each ice cream costs $3. Rose doesn't like that the ice cream is priced that much, so she has an offer. She said, "How about 3 ice creams for $5? The man accepts her offer because he can use any money he can get. He gave her the 3 ice creams and she left the area. On the way home, she gets a phone call from one of her friends. Her friend invites her to dinner at a luxurious restaurant over the water. Rose accepts and meets her friend a couple hours later. After the two are done eating, Rose sees that the check has come out to $125. She decides to add on a $50 tip to the young gentleman serving them. She leaves the restaurant and heads home. On the way home, her car broke down on the side of the freeway. Rose is so angry that her car broke down because she had just fixed it the other day. She gets out of the car and starts to wave people down, trying to get someone to help her. Eventually, a man named Riley stops on the side of the freeway to help her. Riley offers her a ride, so Rose gets in. During the car ride, Rose asks if they can stop at a store for chips. Riley agrees and stops by the nearest vendor. They both go to the vendor, and Riley decided that he wanted some popcorn. He gets 2 bags and pays for them. The thing is, the bags were priced at $2 each, but he gave the vendor $10 for the 2 bags. Rose then paid for her items and left with Riley. In the car, Rose asks, "Hey, why did you pay so much for 2 bags if they were priced at a cheaper cost?" Riley looks at her quietly and shakes his head. He said, "I gave him extra because he is a hardworking person that deserves more. Vendors are people that need it the most, since they are one of the smallest businesses out there. I gave him extra money so his life can be easier." Rose starts to think about what he just said. The next day, Rose takes her car to get fixed at a shop across from the ice cream vendor that she bought from. She goes over to him and asks if she can have an ice cream. He gives her the ice cream and says, "That will be $3. Rose digs deep into her purse and pulls out a $50 bill. She hands it over to the vendor. The vendor says, "I am sorry, I don't have change for $50. But Rose said, "No, I don't want the change back. Just keep it. It's for you." The vendor is in complete shock, but is grateful. He says to Rose, "I can now leave early from work and take my kid to the doctor's. Thank you." Rose waits for her car to get fixed and heads back home. She is greeted by her ex-husband and her son. The husband was granted custody of the son a while back, but since he has to go on a long business trip, he wants Rose to watch over him. Rose kindly accepts that she can watch her son back again, and they both see the man leave. Rose starts to smile as she gets her wish of taking care of her son. This story shows us that giving back can be a great thing. Always be a giving person when you are able to, because one day you might get a gift you have always wanted.